All right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. We got a little extra dose of the Spoiler Kings for you this week. This week we're doing the post-credit breakdown of the Black Widow movie. Man, I gotta say, when I first watched it, I watched it at home, and after the post-credit scene, I like literally, guys, my girlfriend was like looked at me like I'm a crazy person. But I was like, I'm like, F that. What the fuck? I was mad. I was legit mad because if they're gonna do what we think they're gonna do, then I got problems with it.
Ooh.
I don't know. But before we get into that, break it down real quick. The post-credit scene ended in the newer times. Ilana, the sister, goes to a grave. It was Natasha's grave, kind of cleans it and wipes it down and kind of like, mourns her sister. And as she's standing there, Valerie, I believe her name was.
Contessa.
Yeah, she had that weird long name, but she was Luis, I forgot what her name. Luis Dreyfus. I can't remember. She was in
Julia Louise Dreyfus.
There you go. My God, I was having a tongue twist. She was in the
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. I couldn't think of the name. I have a brain fart. At the end, and she's the one that kind of told the new captain or the wannabe replacement, who was U.S. agent, told him like, hey, the shield doesn't mean anything, blah blah blah, and she was kind of like bringing a team together. So now you're kind of starting to see some of this team build up, Yep. So Baron, is kind of in on that team. You got U.S. Agent, and now you got the White Widow, the sister Milena in it. And the part isn't that Valerie? Yeah, Valerie Contessa. She had a weird long name that was kind of funny, but I think people call her like Val, or she said, "Oh, don't call me Val, but my name's Val." She had a weird thing in there. And then Ellie's like, I'm glad. Yeah. She goes, I'm glad Emily Blunt backed out of the role. What role was she?
What role was she supposed to take?
She was supposed to be Black Widow, but she backed out due to other other deals. So they called Scarlett Johansson back for her to take the role.
Good.
Yeah.
We don't need Emily Blunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of good with that one. Which Eliza Dushku would have been awesome. I thought she would have been awesome because she was already a badass in Buffy, so you already know she's a badass. That would have been a really good one. Emily Blunt, Emily Blunt's awesome, but she doesn't need to be in more stuff. Besides, I think there's a good chance she's gonna be Invisible Woman.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoilers. But Eliza Dushku would have been awesome as Black Widow. But yeah, so the part that upset me with it was Ilana, the sister, was handed a picture from Valerie and was told, she goes, "You want to get revenge for your sister? I know who killed your sister." Gives her a picture. The camera goes down, and it winds up being Hawkeye himself, Clint Barton. So now they're gonna blame. She's blaming why Black Widow is dead, why Natasha, her sister, is dead, is because of Clint. And that pissed me off. I don't know. What about you?
Just creating conflict for no reason. Imagine when we get to Clint, and he's going to be like, oh, what? He's going to get ambushed. There's so much that's going to go on with him.
It definitely makes his show
So if you remember what happened with Endgame, Clint didn't want to kill Natasha. They really like each other. They wanted to sacrifice themselves so they could get the Soul Stone, right?
Yeah, the Soul Stone.
So he didn't want to kill her.
Oh no!
But they had to do what they had to do. But none of that part of the plot is explained to Yelena because I guess Valerie has got her own agenda going on, and it's a very sloppy agenda, if I do say so myself.
It's interesting. I mean, she's putting a team together. I think she's gonna make like the Dark Avengers, which is a comic book thing. Or I can see her do what's the other? There's another group that's kind of like the Avengers, but they're like bad guys kind of thing.
Defenders?
Um, no, well, there's the Defenders too, but these are different. A different group. I can't think of it.
Okay.
But they're basically like an evil version of the Avengers. You know, in the comic book. But man, the only part that like really upset me was like we just spent a good little chunk of the movie of Natasha telling her like, Clint, help me get out of it. Clint, help me get a shield. Oh, we spent 2 days in the vent. You know, we got to know each other really well. It was like she just told you how much Clint kind of helped her and made her be a better person. And now you're gonna believe that like he killed her, you know. And I'm like, you're smarter than that. That's the thing that was like, I'm like, I don't know where it's gonna go. Maybe she doesn't believe. Maybe she's gonna figure it out. But also, it's like if you're just gonna blindly believe, you know, that this woman told you like, oh, that's the guy who killed your sister. Meanwhile, while your sister told you, you know, he's a good guy, kind of, you know, didn't flat out say that. But that was the part that kind of like really upset me. I was like, so you're gonna believe this over your sister? You know,
I kind of have a feeling that Valerie, like to kind of convince Yelena that Clint is bad, is maybe she might show when he went rogue. Remember when he kind of went rogue after the blip, and he was like doing assassinations in Tokyo or something?
Oh yeah, he's Ronin.
Yeah, when he was Ronin. I think they're gonna. So that was him being Ronin. Now that I just think about it.
Yeah, that was his Ronin. His Ronin days.
That makes sense. I feel like they're gonna show that, and they're gonna show him in a bad light. That's the only way that's the way that I think you could make that happen and have it be organic. Because, like you said, this girl Yelena has been dealing with trust issues all her life. You can't just, you know, right away believe, you know, Elaine, or what is her name? I forgot her name, man. I always call her.
I got it up here. So there
you go.
Yeah. So her name was. Let me bring it. It was Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
That is her name in there. So yeah, so it's Contessa Valentina, which was played by Luis. I got again back with her name. Julia. Help me out here, man. What was her name?
I can't think of her name.
Yeah, from the girl from
Seinfeld, man.
Seinfeld.
That's the way I know her.
With her name. But yeah, so and I love her. I love her. I think she's a great actress. And I don't know. I'm. It definitely the end of that makes Hawkeye more anticipated for sure. For sure. I'm really, really ready to see Hawkeye now more. You know, I already have some issues with Hawkeye of like, why'd you let Wanda kind of like be depressed all by herself? I was like, dude, you name your kid after her brother. I was like, you helped her become an Avenger. I was like, you helped save her, you know, a few times. I was like, you were pretty close to her, and then you just kind of like let her be when she came back. I'm like, you guys had the little moment at Tony's funeral. You know, so hopefully they tie that in a little bit, because I'm like, I assume she would have been brought in like, hey, you know, this is kind of like, you know, a friend of the family. She's a new family member kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, man, that was the post credit scene, man. It definitely sets up Hawkeye.
And Hawkeye, it's gonna be another what is it, Disney Plus series?
Disney Plus.
Okay, look forward to that then.
Yeah, so Oli said Hawkeye is going to be after Loki. No, What If is next. And it's a decent series. I think it's about 30 episodes, 34 episodes of What If. And she said that's going to be Chadwick's last role. You know, that was his voice. He voiced T'Challa in What If. You know, so it's just going to be his last T'Challa, which would be awesome, because it's not going to be Black Panther. It's going to be, you know, a different character, but it's going to be still T'Challa.
Right.
So that's gonna be awesome, you know. But it's gonna be What If, and then I believe it's gonna be Hawkeye, which I think they just finished filming Hawkeye not too long ago. So it's gonna be a Disney Plus show as well, which I think is a good spot for it. Because these Disney Plus shows are,
man, they're so good. Exceeding my expectations. I didn't like when I hear of a Disney Plus, or when, you know, studios make their own like platform for streaming, I don't expect much. I don't expect much from like Amazon Prime, but here they go, wowing me time and time again. Loki was, man, pretty damn good.
I can't wait. So as from recording this, it's only Monday, so we got a couple more days until Loki comes out, but I cannot wait, man. I'm still debating on whether doing a live stream for it. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man. But yeah, I didn't get your take. Obviously, everyone knows how I feel about the post-credit scene. How'd you like the post-credit scene?
I'm conflicted just because I like Clint, I like Hawkeye, and now we might see him die. Who knows? That's a big possibility now. If Yelena gets, and she's a badass. We've seen her in this movie, Black Widow. So, by the way, you called her White Widow. Does she have that name officially?
In the comics,
she does.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, in the comics, she does.
I feel like she's gonna kill him. I think like she's an assassin, right? I think she's gonna set up for him to die, or maybe he comes back as the undead. Who knows, man? I'm conflicted. I don't really. Am I content that they added that to the post-credit scene? I'm leaning towards no, not really. I feel like they could have done something else, but it makes you, hang on to that cliffhanger just that much more when it pisses you off.
Yeah. I was really expecting the post-credit scene is Natasha comes back somehow. I want to see her come back. It was like we finally got her to a level that we care about her as much as anybody else. And she's gone. I was like, I want her back. I want her back. I want Black Widow back. Still could happen, but it's not good signs right now. It's kind of pissing me off. But
imagine. Have you ever heard of the Avengers or even just the Marvel comics where everyone's a zombie or something like that? Different universe, zombie time.
That's gonna be one of the what ifs from the trailer.
Is it really?
It looks like Okay. In the trailer, they show some of the zombified Avengers that I think Captain Iron Man, which would be pretty cool.
I haven't watched that, man. I haven't watched the trailer for that. Okay.
Yeah, really good trailer. It got like 16 million views, something crazy. It's got a decent amount of views on it, or likes and stuff. But yeah, man, that is it, and that is it. That extra little dose of Black Widow post-credit scene, little thing at the end, which every Marvel ruin. Credits for me now. I have to sit and wait for everything to end. Thanks, Marvel. But yeah, that is it. Check us out next week. We are breaking down Space Jam, the new one with LeBron James. Space Jam, the new legacy. Cool. Thank you guys. See you guys next week.
Later.